faces. I'd like to thank Dr. Socio and her committee, Cheryl and Linda and many others who worked to put this flex together. I think they've done an excellent job. Thank you very much. From the very start, I've been impressed with Dr. Kinnaman. He came into the college at a time where there were a number of issues we needed to deal with. And I'm a watcher. I watch how people handle things. I try to pick up tips. He owned it. You know, a couple times I asked him, did you know what you were getting into? And it didn't faze him. And he took responsibility for those issues that were before his time. That impressed me. He's a team builder. And it's exciting this semester, the team's in place. That's important. It's about the college. It's not about any individual here, but it's about how we can serve the students and we can best serve them as a team. Dr. Kinnaman is student-focused. He's faculty-focused. He's staff-focused. And it's genuine. I remember a time last semester, our executive senate team got together for a retreat. And I think it was Professor Batanga, who had been one of the other professors on the team, that shared how the PRUs had fallen into a state where, to some degree, nobody cared because they weren't acted on. That bothered the president enough that he wanted to take action. And through this last semester, with a brilliant team effort from the deans to the chairs to the executive team to certainly others involved, we prioritized the instructional equipment and we prioritized faculty hires. So again, I remember talking to Dr. Kinnaman and saying, you know, what do we need to do to get some faculty hired? And he said, bring me a list. And again, that took a process. But it's great and it's impressive that he cares, he says what he wants to do, and then he follows up on it. I could go on, reinstating the sabbaticals, the raise for the college, instructional equipment, the new faculty hires, revisions to the enrollment management. These are all positive things. The more I get to know Dr. Kinnaman, the more respect I have. So it's my honor to introduce to you Dr. Joel Kinnaman.
Okay, I think lunch is served. Douglas, thank you. And again, I think all of us know that it's about our team, which is all of you, and how we can come together and serve our students. How we can put our personal agendas to the side and all those types of things to hopefully come together making the best decisions we can make as a collective body, which sometimes comes with a few battle scars. But I think that we've been able to together do some of that. So Doug, thank you and the Senate and your team and all the faculty. Lisa, I want to thank both of you also for putting together this flex activity today. Good morning. Good morning. This is a new year. And I'm very excited about this year. I think that we're very well positioned to do some exciting things that will set the stage for College of the Desert for hopefully the next decade in a positive way, especially in a positive way for our students. And so since I've got notes over here and I have my short-term memory right now is not working, I want to step back here and we'll get started with our program today. Today it's really nice that we're able to celebrate acknowledging individuals that are here as part of our family. And I first want to look at out here at a couple of trustees. Trustee Michael O'Neill, I see here is with us. Michael. You're never shy. Trustee Aurora Wilson is here with us. And I'm just going to acknowledge the other trustees that are on our board. Trustee Bonnie Stephan, Trustee Mary Jane Sanchez, our student trustee, Andrew Campbell, and this year's board chair, Becky Broughton. So we appreciate all that. And already mentioned, but I couldn't mention too many times after such kind remarks, our Academic Senate President, Douglas Redmond. President of our Faculty Union, Denise Diamond. Do that way, Denise. Yeah, very good. Thank you. Our President of our COD Adjunct Association, David Bayshore. David. Is David here? No. Okay. Hi, David, wherever you are. President of our CSEA, Laura Jimenez. Several years ago, the community supported a bond that has allowed us to make significant improvements and additions to our college facilities. All of us know that the facilities that we've been building, they're very nice. We've got new classrooms, new places, new spaces for our students. But with having those new buildings, they would be meaningless if we didn't have the people that are here that are serving our students. Each of us has a role to play in the success of students attending College of the Desert, and this is the time for us to publicly acknowledge our talented and dedicated employees who have reached milestones this year. I'd like you to please join me in thanking Jean Marchou of the Alumni Association for making this possible. And Jean, if you could come up here as we present awards and acknowledge folks, that'd be great. Come on. Oh, Trustee Sanchez is here on the front. You want to do your wave? We acknowledge awards for years of service in 5-year increments. Collectively, today's honorees have devoted, and get this, this is kind of mind-boggling, 645 years to College of the Desert. And I looked down at Jack Tapleshay on the front row, and I was wondering what multiplier or how you fit in this, Jack, but I'll be kind. 5 years of service. Nadia Becerra. Please stand. Heather Benesh. Anthony Fesmar. Melissa Flora. Diane Gagnon. Cynthia Garcia. Donna Green. Marcia Hell. Kelly Hall. Alex Hassan. Chris Jones-Cage. Myra Juarez. Jackie Matthews, Melissa Mutton, Dawn O'Loughlin, Stephanie Paramore, Emila Rahimic, Vida Rossi Dean, Stacy Williams, Renata Centers, and Joanne Wilson. Five years of service. So we're going to take a couple quick pictures, so you've got to squeeze this way a little bit. All right, let's give a shout out so they smile. Ooh, come on. Thank you. So let's take a look at how, after you've been here, what 5 to 10 years looks like. I'm going to leave that alone too. Bertha Limon. Michael McGilton. Marisol Reyes. Again, 10 years of service. And thank you. Thank you again. "15 years of service, Steve McCready. Wendy Ansley. Roger Bell. Ethan Camargo. Denise Diamond. Con Wayne. Glenn King. Efren Lima. Diana Ortiz. Monica Krzyzgacki. Leslie Young. So here's our 10 years of service. Yeah, thank you, Glenn. My short-term memory, like I indicated. All right, 20 years of service. Debbie Beloved. Margaret Vogt. Jose Garcia. Lado Jimenez. Kern Marlowe. Daniel Sanchez. Years. Big smiles. Come on, man.
Smile, Danny.
Come on, Danny. Smile for us. 25 years of service. Nori Bombush. slightly stiff, if you're here, you're going to have to really put it on. All right, then it's up to Rosa Limon.
Love you too, Rosa. He says that, not me.
Sally Rodriguez. – 25 years of service. I like that you can get sassier the longer you're here. 30 years of service. Louis Ewing. And the next two are a couple of bookends right now. So I'll ask Jack Tableshay and Ty Thomas to come up together. What a fair crossing. 30 years of service. You guys are... Thank you. Yes, we have 35 years of service. It's amazing. Donnie Prince. Donnie, you want to come say a few words?
It's a wonderful place to work. I've grown up here, and of course I started when I was 10. Yeah. I've worked here all these years with everybody. Thanks.
Thank you. So in your bags, you have an envelope that's stapled. Don't throw that away because there's like a little card in there, and you'll be throwing something away you might want to use or share. Okay, let's have another round of applause for all of our employees. You know, it takes each of us doing our part, working together to make this college the asset of our community work for our students. I applaud all of you and thank all of you. Again, you really created a rich history in Coachella Valley, and I can't imagine the lives that, you know, when you start looking at people who have been here 30 years, 35 years, I can't imagine the lives that you've impacted. But I'm sure that's why you've been here 30 years and 35 years, because you recognize it. So again, thank you. I'm proud to work with you and supporting this college and our students. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, I thank you for sharing your time, your talents with us here at College of the Desert. And for those of you that are 35 years here, Donnie, maybe 35 or more. And then for everybody else, we wish you an equal amount of tenure here. So thank you very much. Again, I'd like to once again thank Lisa Socio and her committee for all the work that they've done during Flex. It's not an easy feat, I'm sure, pulling this all together and planning all the pieces of it. So, Lisa, thank you. So one of the most exciting things of the spring semester so far, I mean, we're just starting, was the new student orientation process. Our Dean Zarel Becker, our Dean of Student Access and Student Success, piloted the program on January 10th and January 13th. All of our academic counselors worked together with participation from all corners of the campus. Facilities and grounds were in top shape, and IT made sure all equipment was ready. The Office of Student Life, 25 student workers, the bookstore, the Public Relations Office, instructional faculty, work experience, and staff and student services departments all worked together to create 2 successful orientation days, and we hosted a total of 470 students. That's awesome. The goal was to provide an orientation experience that was more personal and felt more collegial, and I'm certain we accomplished that. We will track the progress of these students and see if, as a cohort, they persist in their studies better than students who experienced our former orientation process. Students had an introductory general session and then split into smaller groups of about 20 and spent the day going from one workshop to another on topics such as student success strategies, Craven Services orientation, choosing a major, a campus tour led by our GSA Student Association Student Club, and each worked with a counselor to create their student education plan by the end of the day. Got tripped up there, didn't I? I was fortunate to be able to address all the students at the beginning of each day. And you know, I shared with the students, it was kind of interesting. A bunch of students, and you start reflecting on what am I going to say to a bunch of students, especially most of them are probably a lot younger than I am. And they probably aren't, they may not get me, and I may not get them either. But, you know, really, and I know there's probably a majority in this room, or a large number of you that relate to this. You know, all I have to do is reflect upon my own journey, and then think about those students, and then think about how the hell did I ever get through? I mean, how did I go from A to here right now? Who made that possible? It definitely wasn't on my own merits. There were a lot of people along the way, a lot of you along the way, a lot of you that have had the similar story those students had. I mean, I remember, you know, you remember people, I had this guy, his name was Dan Badger. He was my academic counselor. He was a Badger, tell you, and the reason I say that is, like, I remember I left school, hadn't completed my baccalaureate degree. I think I had like 3 units left, and I was still cocky. My parents were still like, well, you should finish that. And I'm like, you know, if I finish it, what do you want? You can hang the font up in your house. You know, it's not that important to me. And I really got myself in this space that a lot of times, depending on what's going on in your life, our students' life, etc., you can find yourself there. I think I was driving a forklift at the time, and I think my comment was, it's not going to do me much good hanging it from my forklift. Needless to say, I'm not on the forklift anymore. It was, but I'm so fortunate to have that opportunity to have had that position at that time of my life, so it could propel me forward, or at least make a life for me at the time. So, you know, I reflected on that, and I was thinking about Dr. Badger, and I was thinking about he would call me every year for years after I had left that institution and say, Joel, what are you doing? I said, you got a classroom to finish. And at some point, you know, the light bulb went off. And he's like, you know, Joel, you're not as bright as you thought you were. You know? or I got in a different space, you know. And so too, when I think about our students, and I think about you, and the different things that they're challenged with, you just don't know which one of you is going to make the light bulb go off. Whether it's going to be, you know, it could be anybody, and it could be any statement, or, you know, just at that right moment. So thankfully, I had an opportunity to reflect on that and come in and remind the students that it's a journey. We may think we know where we're going. We may be going someplace better. We may be going a lot of different places. You may be like me your freshman year and have a 1.9 GPA and be on academic probation and, you know, have gained 20 pounds because you prefer to use your books as a beer coaster instead of opening them up. But, you know, whatever the journey is, you know, it's so critical that we recognize that everybody in this room really can significantly impact the students we serve. I am so far off my remarks. But, you know, again, those orientations, they brought me home, and just seeing, I mean, this room was just packed. And you know our student demographics. I mean, it's frightening for our students. You know, I don't know how many of them probably had to come from the East Valley on a bus, first time step on this campus. I mean, there's so many things that you know that I don't need to be repeating because you already know. But again, thank you for the orientation, all that you've done. Let's try to get back in character. Let's talk about some more exciting news. We are hiring new full-time faculty. Faculty members in each school utilize the program review update information to prioritize new faculty need. A comprehensive list of 14 total positions was created and then analyzed by the Faculty Hiring Prioritization Task Force led by Don Burrs, our interim executive vice president at the time, and Douglas Reagan, our academic senate president. The task force consisted of the deans Annabelle Neary, Carlin Gibson, Jim Bird, John Jaramillo, Leslie Young, Tony Zalpa, and Zarel Becker. Division chairs, Alexa Sala, Basil Augustine, Bert Batanga, Carl Farmer, Darlene Romano, Donnie Green, Felix Marhinda Donate. Felix, are you here? Good. I'm going to get it by my fifth year. Kim Dozier, Linda Emerson, Lisa Socio, Ty Thomas, and Wendy Ashley. Many hours were spent on this critical project. Always the meetings were collegial, and student learning remained central to the discussion. I want to thank all of you that devoted your experience, your expertise to the process. The full list was reviewed utilizing additional data provided by the Office of Institutional Research, and the top 7 positions were prioritized. The internal data that was used included full-time to part-time faculty ratios, student success, persistence, and program growth, as well as external scans that incorporated program regulations, labor market data, high school academies and pathways, and articulation with 4-year institutions. All that data was incorporated in looking at the list, and our Human Resource Office has begun to work on the recruitment and, again in the spring, the selection process, which will begin shortly with our new faculty starting in the fall of 2014. I'm supposed to be doing these slides, aren't I? You know, you can't have every day be your best day. So, these are the faculty I was talking about. I remember when I taught, I feel like this sometimes. Okay, I'd also like to acknowledge Bert Batanga from Architecture and Steve Boppy from Construction, who coordinated the COD students in their classes and the Architectural Club to design, construct, and decorate the College of the Desert's entry in the annual Palm Desert Golf Cart Parade in October. How many people saw that? It was really cool. It was so cool that because of their efforts, we were awarded the Chairman's Trophy for the parade. Also, Dr. Ellen Hardy and College of the Desert again served as the host for the annual Coachella Valley Archaeological Society Symposium, now in its 16th year. The event took place here in the Pollard Theater on November 9th, and I want to thank Dr. Hardy for ensuring that College of the Desert continues to be the lead educational institution in Coachella Valley in the field of archaeology. Thank you. Joanna Koresh in our chemistry department has hosted high school students on our campus in October for the last few years to celebrate Mold Day. This year, students from Amistad High School and our own organic chemistry students, together with our geologist, Bob Pellenbart, enjoyed demonstrations and experiments in chemistry. I think, Bob, I see you out there. What kind of dessert did you make?
Oh, it was a flash frozen ice cream.
Yeah, I need that invitation next time, okay? Thank
Just
you.
a good dessert.
Yeah. For many high school students, exposure to this kind of college-level curriculum can lead to the life-changing decision to attend college. Thank you. Now this right here is pretty cool. Wayne Boyer, Wayne, you were here? All right. Director of Nursing and Allied Health and former COD faculty member, completed his doctorate in nursing practice from Western University of Health Sciences in Pomona in November. So Wayne, we congratulate you. We know you'll continue doing a wonderful job coordinating and supervising our nursing programs, but again, kudos to you, Wayne. Also, Chris Jones-Cage, Associate Professor of Psychology. Successfully defended her dissertation to earn her doctorate in psychology from Capella University. So congratulations, Dr. So we got some new faces on campus. Some of them are in new some of them are filling new positions. Some of them are just coming in and filling positions where we used to have other employees that are no longer with us. And I'd like to introduce a few individuals. You can wave, stand, shout, whatever is your fancy today, Anna. Anna Davies. Anna comes to us having having most recently served as Vice President of Academic Affairs at Pierce College in Woodland Hills, California. She had Carlos said I look like Madonna because I had this little thing, but I need some of your moves, I think. I know, I didn't impress her well last night. She brings 16 years of experience in community college leadership, beginning as a faculty department head in social services and serving as division dean over various academic areas and associate superintendent / vice president academic affairs. The new EVP position combines the former vice president positions of student affairs and academic affairs into a single position. The goal is to enhance efficiency and focus on student success and integrate all the things that we do. Please join me again in saying, Anna, glad you're on board. We wish you much success and we look forward to your leadership. Now, I'm sure many of you already met Lisa Howe. She started her new job as Vice President of Administrative Services last October. I'll tell you a little side note here in a minute. Lisa can worry about it while I read this. Lisa has 30 years experience in educational finance and came to us from Palm Springs Unified School District, having served there as Assistant Superintendent of Business Services with responsibilities in all areas of business management, including budgeting, facilities planning, construction, purchasing, maintenance and operations, transportation and nutrition services. She was responsible for the fiscal and operational oversight of that district's $275 million budget. Lisa hit the ground running, and I don't think she stopped, so thank you, Lisa. Now for the rest of the story. I'm always going to do this. I'm sorry. Can I go for it?
Bring it on.
Okay. No, she's bold. I'm telling you, the first time we had our little cabinet meeting, I walked in and people were sitting there, and I looked at the head of the table, and Lisa was sitting there, and I realized that I found my seat and proceeded to give her grief about the first day. You come in and sit at the head of the table. Oh my gosh. So, but I thought that was pretty cool too. I think that says something about her, even though it was just kind of an accident and things like that. But she'll continue to get grief probably every week that we have those meetings from now on. So Lisa, again, thank you for being here and thanks for being such a good sport. There are a number of new leadership people on campus. Jan Hawkins, Foundation position, Director of Development, Plan Giving, Grants, and Donor Relations. Danielle Martinez, Director of Institutional Research. Gary Plunkett, Director of Kinesiology. John Vermont, Director of Fiscal Services. Mike Wright, Supervisor of Custodial Services. Peter Sturgeon, Foundation position, Director of Fund Development, Annual Giving, and Memberships. We have a number of new classified people on campus too. Christine Anderson, CTE Transition Specialist. Andrea Calise, Bursar Technician. I'm just going to read the names because you forgot it up there. Carlos Carvalho. Jennifer Gardner. J.W. Lane. Gabrielle Ortega, Tessa Roll, Catherine Scoville, Anna Soto Trujillo, Corey Taylor. So, if you're currently president, could you just stand? Stand. Anybody that was mentioned, please stand. We're glad to have you in your roles. Thank you. This is College of the Desert's Foundation's 30th anniversary. In honor of those 30 years of supporting the college and our students, they have begun a 30-30 campaign. It's a comprehensive campaign designed to raise $3 million this spring. The Changing Lives campaign will raise funds to increase access to higher education, enhance technology, and improve the quality of each student's educational experience at COD. In addition to the external campaign, we will also be doing some internal campaigning. Douglas Redmond and Lisa Howe have agreed to be our college co-chairs. You will be hearing more from them as the campaign progresses. So it is an exciting time to be here at College of the Desert. We are looking at new buildings. We're looking at our campus going up in Indio, soon to be opened. We've had an opportunity to greet almost 500 new students. We're looking forward to adding 7 new faculty members to work with you, all of you, in serving our students and our community. And in celebrating the Foundation's 30th anniversary and to honor all of their support, we are watching the progress of our East Valley campuses, knowing that we're going to increase a presence there and meet their needs and provide them better access. You know, I come to work sometimes, like all of you, you know, it's, the world's going on, things are going on in your life, and you've got this place called College of the Desert. And, you know, it's sounding bogus, but I'm going to say it anyway. It is exciting to come to work. There's a lot going on, but the people here, the students here, it does give your life so much, my life so much more added value. Much more than the forklift did. Much more than when I was a commodity broker, just trying to make money and doing those types of things. But you know, what we do is real. I mean, it's meaningful. And so, you know, as we look at the new people that are coming on board, as we're looking at raising money, and, you know, we talk about all these things about student success, a student success plan and developing that. All those components are part of what we're trying to accomplish with our students. And fortunately, you know, in Coachella Valley, we know we're the only institution that really serves the educational needs to the degree that they're served at our level. And we know that the students that we serve are going to be here in our community with us, where we live, where we shop, etc. So, you know, that responsibility even takes on so much more for all of us and for the individuals that we're serving. So I want to, again, you know, we keep on saying thank you for 5 years, 15 years, 20 years, 25, 30, 35. But, you know, thank you for today. Thank you for tomorrow and the next day. Because, you know, when you break it all down, it's going to be measured by that. I hope you too, as I am, every time that you're driving here, that you're excited to be coming, because that one day is what is going to make some difference in somebody's life that you're going to cross paths with. I guess I gotta go to the girls because I'll now get homesick. I keep using that same picture. I need to get an updated one, but the one right there is like 4 times bigger now. And, you know, I want to keep that for privacy or whatever. So let's go on to questions. You know, I know that there's been lots of changes past year and a half, a lot of whatever. And again, we've got people in places. I'm excited about where that might lead us, and I feel too tall. So let's talk about any questions that anybody might have, or any topics of concern. Yes, sir.
Yeah, is the India campus still on schedule for opening?
It is on schedule to go. And Lisa Howe has assured me that it's going to happen. Right?
That's right.
All right. No, you yeah. Okay. Can you hear me now? Yes, sir.
How about the Palm Springs campus?
I still have a trustee here. I got two trustees here. How about the Palm Springs campus? We are still moving forward on the Palm Springs campus. We are reviewing those plans though, and having some discussions with the city about some more ways that we can collaborate with the city and partner with the city. And I'm very, very hopeful that in a few weeks we can, after the city's had an opportunity to digest some of it, that we're able to share some really exciting possibilities with that. But we are moving forward with the Palm Springs campus. Come on. Why do you, I'm a glove for punishment, why am I begging for questions? Yes, Denise, this will be good.
Okay, all right, so.
I'm going back to the stage. Yeah.
What would be the president's top 3 goals right now?
I think, and again, I just happen to be standing next to Anna, which is probably a good thing. I'm going to be rolling out a 24-month plan. You'll probably see it in 2 to 3 weeks. And there's about 5 major areas. But really the most significant in that is the student success plan. Number 1 goal, the student success plan, and developing that plan. It's going to be critical for us to do that, one, at the state level, but more importantly at the local level. Just really looking at what it is that we say is important for us, what is it that's important for our students to be successful, and then aligning the priorities and the funding behind that. So there's going to, I know I met with our new executive vice president. We've talked about this at length, and this is one of her top 2 as well. And so that would be number 1. The other things are the standard things that are part of that as a subset, I guess, but just the fiscal integrity of the institution. And how do we maintain fiscal integrity? How do we grow the college and are able to afford to grow the college and have the resources there? So again, that's a critical component, especially as we're bringing on additional campuses. That's a very high priority as well. As we're looking at the personnel side, and I've mentioned this more one-on-one with some of you, like tonight we're going to have our get-together, those of you that were able to, Desert Hot Springs, for us just to have some time together. Desert. Can I follow somebody? Yeah, don't go to Desert Hot Springs, go to Desert Willows. But we need more opportunities like that. It's again, we're all here, and people are here, we recognize them, and if all that feels good, that's great, and I think it's needed. But we really need to foster more opportunities of us being together because I think overall that's going to translate into something very positive for our students. Individually, you know, we have an impact. Collectively, we can have a significant impact. So finding ways for that to occur more is also important. But 2 or 3 weeks, look for a 24-month thing that's about 3 pages long, or you can use as a reference. It's going to talk about the student success agenda. It's going to be talking about moving forward, what is it we can do that I really think that will be unique than any other, from my perspective, any other college in the nation. And the part of that, as we're talking about this 30-30 campaign, part of that's going to include an innovation program, and we've specified how much we want to raise for that program. That innovations program is going to be a way for us to try to encourage and support individuals or teams that want to try something new or something innovative, or maybe they're doing something now that they need additional support on. And so we're going to have an innovation fund that's going to be put in place. And so I'm excited about that. That may include using funds to fund things like a student ambassadors program, to help highlight our Phi Theta Kappa, and some other things that are, you know, very important programs that also demonstrate the quality of our students and the programs that we have. Okay. Steve? Oh, Ty.
I don't have a question, I just have a thank you for having a dinner at Beverly, not Beverly Conference. I want to thank you before we, just in case something happens.
Just in case I don't make it. You know, really a shout out to the foundation for saying, you know, we'd love to underwrite that. And you know, again, it's one of those non-agenda, let's get together and enjoy things. Nobody asked about this, and you know, so I go there because I'm not necessarily always that astute. You guys remember the worms? Can I change over? So, but, you know, transparency, you know, let's talk about stuff, let's keep it real. Great celebrations, great recognition, start with things upbeat, be in on down, right? No, not necessarily. I showed these worms last time, and I showed me sorting the worms out in another picture. With our FDES, last week I was with our legal counsel, Don Burge, and Jim Bice at the Chancellor's office, discussing the FTES issue. And I want to share with you that it is, from our perspective, it's a very serious issue. And from our perspective, we are at very, very different places between us and the Chancellor's office. So we're going to be continuing to have dialogue with the Chancellor's office to address those differences. The Chancellor's office has some interesting, I guess, as a governing agency, they have some interesting abilities that is unique when you're a governing institution like that. Whether or not they're legitimate or not, being a little coy, I understand that. But I told Trustee O'Neill I was going to not have the same language that I'd had most of this week when I've been in other meetings. and that I only needed to get through a half or to an hour without going into that mode, so I'm going to try to stay true to that. But with the Chancellor's Office and the FTES issue, we're going to continue to be, and we're still going to continue to have assistants of Jim Bice, Dr. Bice, and Don to remedy this. One of the remedies we had last year with our how we had changed some of our reporting, ended up recouping over $1 million that's on our base that'll go for error. Thanks to the work of Don and some others in this room. I think it may be close to $1.5 million that's an ongoing amount, which is significant because had that work not been done, College of the Desert would have that money be lost forever. So we're facing the same thing with the FTES issue. And we're going to continue to be professional and polite, but the burner is gradually getting turned up from our end, and we'll continue to do that. And we'll continue to be professional, but as we move forward, some of our challenges that we've been facing, we may be in a position where we're going to be shedding more light on that. And in doing that, I'm just saying it may change some of the dynamics within our public community on our position. I'm going to go further than I should. You should be good at this. Based on our analysis, College of the Desert has not received any funds from the state of California that it did not deserve. So that's where we're at on our position. We feel it's very well documented. But now we're working through a process with the Chancellor's Office to reconcile what's already been put out there and what we feel is reality. So you didn't ask that question, so I probably should stay away from it. Probably conjured up more questions, didn't it? Okay, somebody's doing this, so somebody's going to save me. Thank you. On an up note, this is like an exciting place to be. It's a new year. Let's have some fun. We'll see you at Desert Billows for some adult beverages and oh yes, a lunch to I'm going right into the adult beverages.
Yeah. So it's something that's
Don't worry. I know you're. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what
Actually, we're both, you want to do it? I'll do it. Either I'm nominating him or he's nominating me.
you film.
Now, when are you going to be floating around here?
You want to? I can't.
Yeah, the lines are bigger. I did too. I told him that he was going to be. He just. It's like, oh. That's great.
You're not logging in for soon, are you? I'm going to come back to the rest of the forms.
I'm going to turn on the camera real quick.
So yeah, maybe we can review that whenever.
I'll make a